relaxing right now, but I can't because I gotta teach you more about verbs. Because if we know anything about verbs, hey, is that grammar is always endless. There's always new rules to everything we've learned in our primary grades and years. So you guys all know verbs as being the action of a sentence, but they go deeper than that. Verbs can also be categorized into two things, transitive and intransitive. So, thing to know about this is we kind of have to use our background knowledge of what an object is. An object is something that receives the action. A subject gives the action. For example, I threw the football, meaning I am the subject. Object receives the action, meaning I threw it. It is the object of that sentence. It replaces football. All right, transitive verbs. Needs an object. So let's look at this sentence right here. I bought a car. I is the subject. Bought is the verb. It's the action. I bought what? I bought a car. The only reason why this is transitive is the verb is immediately followed by an object, meaning a car. I bought what? I bought a car. You buy something. We know buy is a transitive verb because if we don't say whatever comes after buy, it becomes an incomplete thought, an incomplete idea, and it kind of leaves us on a cliff, right? You generally buy something. You buy a purse, you buy, etc. You could buy anything. The options are endless. But the point is, you can just say, if someone asks you, what'd you buy? My marker is what? My marker just flew up. But if someone asks you, hey, what did you buy at the store? You can't just say, I buy, or I bought. Because the person's waiting for you to give your response of what you bought. They want to know what you bought. They're super curious. What did you buy at the store? Oh, I bought milk, I bought eggs, I bought cheese, etc. Intransitive verbs cannot have an object immediately after the verb. For example, the baby smiled. So, the baby is the subject, meaning what the sentence is about. And the action is smile, or in this case, smiled. The baby smiled. Nothing can come after this. There's no object that could possibly come after this, because an object would be like, for example, the word me. The baby smiled me. Well, that doesn't really make sense, right? The baby smiled me. Oh, but wait. The baby smiled at me. Still intransitive. There's no object that can possibly still follow smiled. The baby is still the subject. Smiled, still the verb. At me. Although me is still included in this sentence, and yes, it is still the object. However, take a look at this word. This word at separates smiled and me. At is the preposition here. Smiled at who? Smiled at me. If we didn't have at here, it would not make sense. You can't say the baby smiled me. However, because there's a preposition that's in between, wedged in between smiled at me, the sentence makes sense, but it's still an intransitive verb because you cannot have an object immediately following the verb. However, you can have an object that has another word, most likely a preposition, in between smiled at me. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video on verbs, and stay tuned for the follow-up activity.